My elderly neighbor gave me a key to check on her cat while she was in the hospital. I found 80 years of unsent letters addressed to someone named My Darling. I never meant to pry into Mrs. Peterson's private life. At 93, she'd lived in the apartment next to mine for the 3 years since I moved in, occasionally asking for help changing light bulbs or reaching high shelves. When she fell and broke her hip last month, she pressed her spare key into my hand from her hospital bed. "Just feed Milo twice a day," she whispered, her paper-thin skin cool against my palm, "and water my African violets on the windowsill." I promised I would. What I didn't expect was Milo knocking over a stack of books my second day there, revealing a loose floorboard underneath her reading chair. I only lifted the board to make sure nothing had fallen through the crack. That's when I found the first wooden box, and inside it, dozens of yellowed envelopes tied with faded blue ribbon. The top letter was dated the 17th of April, 1943. All were addressed simply to My Darling with no return address or stamps. Chance had ever been mailed. I know I should have put everything back. Instead, I gently untied the first bundle. The letter inside began, "My darling, they're shipping us out tomorrow. The other nurses are excited, but all I can think about is leaving you behind. If they knew about us, I'd be discharged immediately." I sat on Mrs. Peterson's floor, surrounded by her cat and the scent of lavender sachets, reading the first letter from a young army nurse to the woman she loved during World War II. Over the next week, I discovered 7 more boxes under various floorboards. 80 years of letters chronicling a lifetime of love that could never be acknowledged publicly. The early ones were full of passion and longing. Later ones documented a lifetime lived in parallel minus Mrs. Peterson's career as a school librarian, her roommate Eleanor, who died in 2011, their secret trips together described as visiting cousins. The final letter was dated just 3 months ago, handwriting shaky but determined. "My darling, I wonder if the world would have been ready for us now. I see young women holding hands in the park without fear. I wonder what our life might have been when Mrs. Peterson returned home. I had everything back in place." I fed Milo one last time and handed back her key. "Your violets are doing well," I said, helping her settle into her chair, minus the same one that had hidden her secret for decades. She smiled, then noticed something in my expression. "You found them, didn't you?" she asked quietly. I couldn't lie. "I am sorry." Milo knocked over some books, and she nodded slowly. "I've been wondering for years what to do with them. I couldn't bring myself to destroy them, but who would care about an old woman's love letters?" I sat beside her. "I would matter would your story matters, Mrs. Peterson." She took my hand, her eyes suddenly clear. "Perhaps it's time they were finally delivered. Eleanor's great-niece should know who her aunt really was, who we really were to each other." Sometimes the most important stories are the ones hidden beneath floorboards, waiting decades for the right moment to be told, and sometimes being a good neighbor means more than just feeding a cat.